Hi, this is Dave at the Firestorm Festival, end of Saturday night, or coming close to it, and I'm speaking to Steve from FM. Hello.
Hi Dave, how you doing? You good?
I'm alright, I'm a bit baked, but...
Aren't we all? Look at me. It's like being in a field all day does for you.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm a farmer anyway, so it's sort of like... there's quite a bit of history of you. And
how long have you got?
How long? Well, we could go all day. I mean, Indiscreet and Tough Out were like albums that were quite a big part of my younger years.
Yeah.
I mean, did you think at the time that they would be as long remembered as...
No, you don't know, do you? You know, and you just make records, and you know, now we've done as many as we have. You just make them one at a time and hope that your fans stick with you and you can keep carrying on. Obviously, we had a big break in the middle of our career for 10 years, but we're lucky. I mean, we had no idea when we came back, Dave, that rock fans are so loyal. You know, we went out for 10 years, came back to sell out gigs, which is amazing. You know, so it was... it's great, you know, it's fantastic. But those two albums are definitely still very iconic with fans. And when we go to places like Spain, very iconic. They were big albums in Europe as well. So, yeah, they're still very, very... It's nice to see it. That somebody remembers those records, and that's like the background to their growing up and stuff like that, you know. So it's great. It's great.
I didn't like to say growing up myself, but, you know.
Well, yeah, none of us grow up really, do when we do this.
Yeah, I think my wife's still waiting for me to grow up, but that's another story.
So's mine. It's a long wait, you know.
You had an album out last year, 13?
Yeah, that was a strange one. We had to do it in lockdown. So a bit different recording process. We couldn't all go together to a studio and make a record. So we kind of did it. We've all got studios in the house. Jem's got a real proper big studio at the bottom of his garden. So we used to meet up, a couple of us at a time, get some stuff together. And then when we could, we put it all together, and it was really brilliantly received. And we're still doing that tour till probably next May. We've got lots of stuff planned for next year. And no, we seem it's brilliant. We just seem to go on, you know.
Yeah. Oh, if the fans keep coming, you're going to keep playing, basically.
Yeah, definitely, as long as we can, you know. So we love it. Yeah. We love it. You know, we never take it for granted that we can still do this, really. You know.
You've got a few dates coming up now in the next week or so. Plymouth, Bristol,
Southampton, somewhere near Nottingham that I can't remember, and Cut a Festival in Colne. This is just like we did a big tour in May, June, early June. We did a load of dates in the big cities in the UK. They went over to Europe for a month and did everywhere over there. So, you know, this is like a small provincial kind of thing. This fitted great into the schedule that we're doing. Venues that we haven't played for years, that we would normally do probably as acoustic gigs normally, but we just fancied it, you know, going out. We can't go back to the same venues we did in May. So in order to stay out on the road, we've had to find some different venues. And these smaller ones are great. They're sort of, well, tomorrow's sold out. It'll be hot, but they're fun. They're a bit different to the bigger gigs. They're great fun. You know?
Yeah, I think the Junction in Plymouth is probably my local one.
Yeah.
And it's a big pub. Really, that's what it is, but they have a lot of good bands there, so you'll draw a good crowd, hopefully.
And we've got a few of those we've got on this tour that Mark's put in, and we don't really care, mate, to be honest. We just like playing, so, you know, we have to get as much in, you know, before we croak. We need to keep going.
Oh, don't be like that. Okay. You're playing with Sons of Liberty as well? Have you played with them before? Had them support?
No, we haven't, have we? I don't think we have.
I don't think you have.
No.
Watch those guys.
Yeah.
Terrace.
Yeah. Terrace,
Yeah, obviously they're older than you, so.
Yeah.
Fred. So what are the plans now, just moving forward after these few dates?
The record company want a new record, so we've got to do that between the dates. So the end of the year, we're just touring now. We'll be touring now till probably next June. And then we'll stop, finish the album. What we do now is, instead of booking a block, we all go into a studio we'll go into the studio for 4 days and we'll do some dates, and because it's nice to get away from it as well, when you're recording. So we do it, we're in and out of the studio in between the gigs. So we're just carrying on, which, as long as the gigs are selling. And there's been a few, you didn't know. After COVID, none of the bands at our level knew what venues would be around and whether we could still go out there, pull enough people and keep going. But it looks like everybody just wants to get back into what it was like before, which is great for us.
Yeah. Okay, so going back over your career, what would you pick as your highlight so far? I'll say far.
Man, there's been so many. We did. I suppose one that immediately springs to mind is we did the Bon Jovi Slippery When Wet tour, which was when Bon Jovi broke. Basically, Bon Jovi were a support band in the US. They came over, released Slippery When Wet. We did the tour. We were the opening act for them, and all of a sudden their album that they were promoting went to number one all over the world, and they became the biggest rock band in the world when we were with them. So it became like touring with the Beatles. You couldn't get any other venues. There were girls around the block. It was just the most fantastic experience, and they were a massive thing for us because we then moved up to the theatre level, and so it was the greatest tour for us. And John and all the boys that were brilliant to us. We had a really great time touring with them, and then we learned a lot. They were, at that point when it was the original band, they were like off the scale. They gave 200% every night to watch their stage craft, things like that. We learned a lot from them.
Yeah. That must have been groundbreaking at the time, or eye-opening, I should say.
Yeah. Well, as I say, you got these lads that I remember. We went to a coffee with Tico the drummer, and there was a couple of them with us, and they said, "We got any money? Can you lend us some money for the coffee?" They got no money. They were just on the road in Bon Jovi. Got no money in the pockets at all, no English money. So we had to buy them all coffee and stuff like that. And it had just gone from, as I say, they just got back from supporting Rat in the States, and all of a sudden they were huge, the biggest band in the world. It was a great to see it happen for them and to be there when it did, because they were just like this. They weren't expecting it.
Okay, so moving on to your own music, if you say pick 2 songs that you consider to be FM.
God blimey. After all these albums, well, you got, the thing with FM songs are, every single song to a different fan sums up FM. That's the problem. If we put it out there to say what set do you want us to play, they'll all come back different, because everybody has so many records. It's such a long career. Everybody has a favourite song. If you want a song that's iconic, that still goes down great, Tough It Out goes down great, the title track of the second album. Some of the new stuff goes down great, but the songs that go down amazingly well are things like That and That Girl and Bad Luck and all the big songs from way back. Still, because that's what people remember from them. They're growing up with the bands. The new stuff goes great and the albums are doing fine, but what you did for them to get into initially is what people still love to hear, don't they? So so those 2 songs, but there's many.
Okay, so we'll jump right forward to today, and we're at the big talk, which is behind us now. Coming up. You looking forward to it?
Absolutely, I look forward to all the gigs, and what a fantastic setting.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, if they can keep us going, what a great festival. We do it again. It's fantastic, isn't it? Unbelievable when I came down. I did Cornbury a few weeks back, not with FM, with something else I do. Right. And similar vibe on a farm in the Cotswolds, but this is just stunning, isn't it? It's just beautiful. So looking forward to it. It'll be great. I
won't take up any more of your time. This is the second attempt. Technical issues of the first time. My apologies for messing you about. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the soundtrack of my younger years, and I appreciate it all.
No problem. Cheers, Dave. Thanks a lot.